picture of where I work in Pismo. It's a restaurant or resort or both. And my purpose is to inform you all of the skills that can be learned from working in the restaurant industry. I'm mainly going to talk about the skills I learned, such as communication and performing under pressure. These skills might apply to your career someday. I've worked at Lido, a 4-star restaurant and one of the nicest ones in the area, for about 3 years now, and I've worked a couple positions. On the floor of the restaurant as a server or busser, especially in a restaurant like Lido, it is important to speak professionally and positively. When I first started working, I was much younger with no real work experience, and I didn't really know what to expect. I was quickly taught that I had to speak to adults very formally. My managers would correct me for saying phrases like, "How are you guys doing today?" They prefer us to address groups by saying, "How are you four or you all doing today?" I also learned to address men as gentlemen and women as ladies, or one woman as miss. Nonverbal communication is a big factor in making a good first impression too. How I approach a table before talking to them is just as important as what I say. For example, if I'm feeling angry and display that emotion by my facial expressions, involving the eyes, eyebrows, or mouth, what I say could have a different meaning than what I meant to portray. This was studied by Scott Bell in his article, Body Language of Anger, written in 2012. Another aspect of communication is learning to speak efficiently to the cooks exactly what needs to be done. This is especially important in my current position as an expediter. An expediter basically reads or yells when it's busy the orders to the kitchen staff in the order they have to be cooked. I have worked many busy days where the cooks don't even have time to check the tickets to see what they need to cook, and they just rely on me to tell them what needs to be done and when. Basically, this means I have to speak very directly so that I can get the exact message across to them. I also use certain buzzwords that imply specific actions, such as fire, meaning they need to start working on that ticket, or all day, which lets the cooks know how many orders of one dish they need to prepare. At first I thought this was just my restaurant that used these terms, but Mallory Frayne wrote an article titled 16 Common Terms in Chef Lingo Explained, published by Eat North in 2014, that showed me these are common restaurant terms. The next skill that one can learn in a restaurant is performance under pressure. On busy nights, there's stress all over the restaurant. It becomes very important to learn how to handle this pressure and perform through it. On the floor, looking calm and collected is the key. When I used to bus tables and the pace began to pick up, I had to learn how to pick up with it. In this position, there's always so much to do when it's busy, and you really have to know your priorities. My owner comes in to eat pretty often, and he gets a good look at everyone hard at work. Even when I thought I was doing the best I could be, he would tell me that I'm moving too fast, or I need to be more intimate with the guests. This frustrated me because he was basically asking me to work hard, but to look like I'm not working hard. So that just sucks. If I was unable to work well under pressure, there's no way I'd be able to be in the position I am now, where everything falls on the expediters or my shoulders. That alone can be stressful, and then it gets busy. As an expo, short for expediter, on busy nights, the quality of the service and food that gets sent to tables is completely my responsibility. If I forget to send one dish to one person on a table, the whole table will be waiting to eat for that one person to get their food. When it's busy, this often goes unnoticed by staff, which can lead to a pretty bad tip when their food comes out 10 minutes later. Try to think of high-pressure situations as fun or challenging moments, not a life or death threat. Thinking of these situations as a threat undermines your self-confidence. In her article, 13 Secrets to Performing Well Under Pressure, written in 2015, Rachel Sugar suggests that when you view stress as a challenge, you're more willing to give it the energy it takes to make your best effort. Good teamwork is also a huge byproduct formed while working hard under pressure. It's when it is really busy that the skill is really developed. For example, when I'm running around doing everything I can, I need to be as confident in my coworkers or team members as I am myself so that I can figure out what to focus on while my teammates focus on other things. An article titled "The Value of Teamwork" by Service That Sells, published at the beginning of this year, explains this along with other benefits of teamwork. These are just a couple of the things, a couple of the many things that can be learned working in a restaurant for a few years. Hopefully you now know some of these benefits and can someday apply them